Hello everyone, welcome back. Okay, so now what I want to do is show you how to make a little infographic. Just as a way to demonstrate, really to demonstrate using easing, all right? And also a pretty nice little feature for making bar graphs just by scaling by percentage. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get started here. So if I'm moving a little too fast for you in this tutorial, please watch the tutorials before this one. Most of what I'm going to show you right now, we've already gone over several times in the previous videos, just like drawing shapes, adding gradients and whatnot. So I'm going to kind of just dig right in here. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save, and we're going to go ahead and call this one infographic, and we're going to go ahead and just, let's see, create a new folder. We'll call this infographic demo, like so. There we go. Okay. We're gonna make a little infographic this time that we could use as, you know, part of what we could use as a banner, just something on a website, or so I'm gonna go ahead and change the stage size to 700 by 400. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, shape like that will be good. Let's see here. I'm going to set the gradient, and let's see. We'll make something really dark, like so. Another purple, something like that. Okay, now let's go ahead and set another color here, just, you know, for the fact that Internet Explorer can't do gradients. All right, so something like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and draw a shape in now. So I'm going to go to my rectangle tool, and I'm going to make a shape. Okay, and this will be our first bar in our bar graph. Okay, and it'll be like so. Okay, and let's go ahead and come over here and change the color. And we'll go ahead and, let's see, just make that some kind of color like this for Internet Explorer. And then we'll come over here and we'll set a nice gradient color like so. Okay, okay, that works just like that. I'm happy with that. Now, let's see here. What I want to do is, well, actually, let's go ahead and put a border on it. Solid border. What color? Let's get a nice cyanish color going. And maybe set this to 3 pixels. That works. Okay, so I do like how this is kind of below right here. Just below my stage a little bit, because I don't want the border. Whoa. Oh, by the way, if you ever do this and you lose your composition, come over here to this little crosshairs right here and click it. Centers your stage. All right? All right, so let's go ahead and preview this in a browser. That's exactly what I want. I want to see the border around here, but not down at the bottom. Now, the other thing I want to do is change the origin. Okay, so there's a little blue square right in the middle. If I go to the rotation, it rotates like a propeller, right? Okay, I don't want that. I want the origin to be right there where that white square is. I want this blue square to be moved down here. Okay, now if I come over here to origin, I can do that just by moving this around. Okay, so if I go to the y-axis here and I set that to 100, it moves down here, and I can prove that by rotating. See that? Okay, cool. Now what I want to do is I want to select this, hold down Alt, click and drag while holding down Shift. You don't have to do it that way. That's my way of doing it. Another way is to just right click on the layers down here and hit duplicate. Another way is to go Command D, and then you have to, of course, arrow over. Okay, like so. You can even do copy and paste, okay, and then arrow over again. Okay, lots of different ways to do stuff, okay? My favorite one is actually just to hold down Alt, click and drag, hold down Shift, and I can create copies, okay? That's kind of a thing from Photoshop. Now I'm going to go ahead and change this to bar 1. Well, I mean, it's for those of you familiar with Photoshop, that's a technique that I use a lot. Okay, bar 2, bar 3, bar 4. Okay. Bar 4. Okay, so there we go. Now, what I want to do is, you know, kind of get these to look nice and evenly spread out here, like so. Close enough. Good enough for our demo here. And I'm going to select all 4 of these. Okay, I did it here. I could have come up over here and selected them. Also, could come down here and select them. Also can select the top one, hold down Shift, go down to the bottom one, select them all. All right, now I'm going to right click and convert to symbol. We'll call this symbol bars, just like that. All right. Now let's come over here and double click on our bars symbol. We can also just select the symbol here and double click. Now we're inside that symbol. Okay, very cool. Now what I want to do is have these bars grow all the way up to whatever size I'm setting them to. And I want to show you that you can do this by percentages. It's pretty nice. Okay. Now remember, we changed the origin. Okay. Now, if we just scrub the percentage here of our scale transform, it's going to do it exactly how we want, but it's going to do the width and the height. And we don't want that. So I want to unhook this chain. Okay. Now see how it's just scaling the height when I select the y-axis like that on our scale? Okay, that's exactly what we're going for. So, whoops, select that. Because it's already in percentages, this one's at 100%. Okay, I can actually just set this one to be 75%. I can set this one to be 50%. I can set this one to be 25%. Okay, there we go, just like that. Now, I can select all 4 of these. I can select the toggle pin. So now I have my auto keyframe, my auto transition, and my toggle pin set up. Drag this over to the 1 second mark. And then, let's see here. Now all I have to do is come over here to the y-axis in my scale transform. Click on that. Hit 0. Look at that. All that happened. Okay, created auto keyframes, auto transitions from the playhead to the toggle pin without having to move the playhead. All right, and let's go ahead and preview this in a browser. That's what we're looking for, just like that. Okay, and we know that this is actually 100%, 75%, 50%, 25% because we actually scaled by percentages along the y-axis of our scale transform. Okay, let's go ahead and save this. Awesome. Now, there's a problem with this. It's not a problem. I don't like it. I don't like how the bars just grow like that. I think it's boring. If you're familiar with After Effects and the After Effects easy easing, we have that same effect in Adobe Edge Animate. However, I actually think it's a lot more fun in Adobe Edge Animate. You can do a lot of the same stuff, of course, if you dig into After Effects a little deeper than just using the easy ease in and easy ease out straight out of the box, so to speak. But check this out. So I'm going to select my bar 1, and I'm going to hold down Shift and select all my bars. Okay, so all my bars are selected now. Right here is the easing. Okay, I'm going to select that, and then I'm going to choose ease out. And look at all these different options I have here for the behaviors. Okay, and let me choose one I'm not going to use, just to give you a pretty extreme example, and that's elastic. It's just on the ease out. Okay, so it's going to start at the same rate, and then when it gets up here, it's going to stretch way beyond. See this line right here? I don't know if you can quite see that line on the video or not, but it's going to stretch way beyond what we want, and then back to our 100%, a little over again. Okay, it's going to be kind of extreme. All right, and let's go ahead and enter, and then preview in a browser. Boing, see that? It goes past the top, like boom, way up here. Okay, let's preview it again. Whoops, refresh. See that? Okay, that's cool. That's not what we're looking for though. At least I'm not. I'm going to go ahead and select this again. I'm going to choose bounce. Okay, bounce is going to bring us up to our 100% mark, and then bounce below, back to it, below, back to it, but it's not going to go way up here all extreme like elastic does. That works for me. Let's go ahead and preview. Boing. Okay, cool. That's exactly what I'm looking for. I like that. Now, let's go ahead and move our, well, actually, I'm going to go ahead and turn off my toggle pin and these right now just so that I can mess around with stuff a little bit. So I'm going to move this, how about right before it gets to the top, like right there, okay? 3/4 of a second. And right there, let's go ahead and put some text on here, okay? Let's see, we'll put 100%. Okay, I'll put it right in the center. Okay, do it again. Go ahead and put 75%. Like so. That works. All right, 50%. Like so, and then 25%. like so. That'll work. Okay, and of course if we do this preview in browser right now, they're just going to be sitting there. That doesn't work. We have to animate it now. So let's see here. We'll go ahead and turn on our toggle pin. And then we're going to drag this out to, right here, to the 1 second mark. Okay, and we're going to select all of our texts. And we're going to go ahead and drag the opacity down to 0 and let go. And that made keyframes for us using the toggle pin. Okay, and let's see. That's all we need. We'll go ahead and select these like so. And let's not have a bounce. Let's just have something simple like this sign here. Okay, and let's go ahead and preview this in a browser and see what we got. That works. Okay, good enough for this infographic we're building here. Let's go ahead and save this just in case. Okay, always save. Okay, now let's go ahead and get out of our symbol and back to our stage. There we go. Okay, everything is looking good so far. Let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and grab my playhead. I'm undoing my auto keyframe and auto transition. I'm going to scrub my playhead up to my 100% mark here. Okay, and so maybe like right before that, you get to the 3 second or the 3/4 of a second mark. Let's go ahead and throw in some text. Okay, right here, and we'll say something like, well, this is an infographic. Let's just pretend we're selling something. So 100% lorem ipsum! Exclamation point. All right, and you can hardly see it right now, so let's go ahead and make it white. That works. Let's go ahead and set the pixels to 50. Okay, and again, if you feel like I'm moving fast, please watch the first intro videos in this tutorial series, and that will bring you right up to speed. Okay, now right here, let's go ahead and turn on our toggle pin. And let's go ahead and link our chain again for our scale transform, so it's not just doing the width or the height, but it's doing them both. Okay, let me undo that. Let's drag the toggle pin up to, 1.25. Okay, and we'll go ahead and bring our scale down to 0. Select it, and let's go ahead and let's bounce our text as well, just to see what happens there. Okay, all right, and again, that was bouncing with our easing. And let's go ahead and preview in a browser. Look at that. Okay, wow. All right, so now 100% lorem ipsum. We are selling the stuff. Okay, so now let's go ahead and I'm going to go undo these autos again. Let's see what else can happen here. Right when this pops up and we're done, okay, right there when our text pops up, let's have a line move across underneath it there and kind of underline our text, okay? So how do we do that? We go up here to our rectangle tool, okay, and we're going to draw out a rectangle. Let's see, we don't want it to go past this guy right here, so we're going to need to make some adjustments. I'll leave that here for now. I'm going to go ahead and grab my text. We're going to scoot the text over a bit. Yes, that works. Go back down and grab my rectangle, move it over to like right there, okay? And again, we have our little magenta colored guides there to help us. And we'll move that just to right there. Perfect. And I'm going to drag this down for a minute here. And let's go ahead and change the color. We're going to make this color really dark. Real dark purplish blue color like so. And then for the gradient, and again, remember this was like IE9. I'll be able to render that one because I want to go with a nice dark gradient here. And we'll pick something really, really dark. Okay. Like so, just so we can have some nice white text there. Okay, so there we go. And I also want to shut off my border. We don't need border around our box. Okay, now let's shrink this up. Okay, now how we make a line is, see the height right here? We'll just go ahead and set that to like 3 pixels, okay? Okay, so we have this little line right here, okay? Now, okay, so I'm gonna make sure these are off right now and just play with this a little bit. So what I want is, I want this thing here, the rectangle line, to kind of draw out to a certain spot, okay? So what I want to do is set this to 0 for right now, okay? And we'll set a key, we'll turn on auto keyframe, okay? Set a keyframe. We'll move this up to like 1/4 inch or so. I said inches. 1/4 second. And then we're going to go ahead and drag this out right to that exclamation point right there. Okay, so let's check that out. That's what we're looking for. Let's go ahead and select that. Make sure this is set to sign, something other than the elastic that we're at down here. Something nice and smooth. And let's preview in a browser. That's it. That's what we're looking for. Now, right when it gets to the end here, let's go ahead and set another keyframe for the height this time. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and set a keyframe for height, move up to another 1/4 second, and then drag this down to like right there. And again, yes, we could use the toggle pin for this, but this is just fine, nice and easy. Okay, and select that and make sure we have an ease on that, and we do have an ease on that. You know, and honestly, the ease here could actually bounce a little bit. That might be kind of fun for that bottom one. So let's try that. Preview in a browser. Yep, I like it. Okay, so what should we do now? Well, we made this little box here, and that's going to be our little text box. So let's go ahead and put some kind of text message right in here. So let's say something like, this is all HTML5, CSS, and JavaScript. Why not? That works. Okay. Obviously, it's obnoxiously huge. So let's go ahead and let's scrub this down to be something like that. Okay, that'll work. Okay, and let's see what else. We'll go ahead and hit center here just because we can. We can also show that feature. It's not quite where we want that box though. That'll work. Okay, now if we preview this now, this text is just going to be visible just like these were visible before. Let's go ahead and try this. Cool. Does not work, so let's go ahead and animate our text here. And let's see here. So we'll select our text, and where should we have it pop out at? How about right when this our little text box gets to be about right there or so, we'll have that appear. So let's go ahead and set a keyframe for the opacity. Turn it down to 0. Move our playhead up here about a 1/4 second or so, and then pull the opacity back up. Okay, just like that. And let's select it and make sure it's not stuck on any easing at all. Okay, let's see here, just like that. Okay, and let's go ahead and preview in a browser. There we go, that works. Okay, let's go ahead and add some more text. We got a little bit more space down here. This time we'll have a link. Okay, whoa. Okay, select the text box here, and then draw out another text field. And then we'll go ahead and, click here to learn more. Okay, like so. Now, let's go ahead and set this to italics and underline just to kind of, emphasize a little bit that this is going to be a, simple link. And then what we'll do is come over here, and we have a few texts here. So let's go ahead and just rename this one to link, so that we can avoid the confusion. Okay, and we're going to select the open actions here. We're going to go to mouse click. We're going to go to links. We're going to choose to open link in a new window. Just like all web design, you can open up in the same window or in a new window. And if you're on your website and you don't want your viewers to completely lose your website, then it's good to open up in a new window. And of course, we can put in a link right here. Now, by default, it's set to Adobe. Of course, I could set this to Google, or whatever I want. But let's leave it at Adobe, just because Adobe's awesome. And also, it kind of makes sense because this is a little infographic about HTML5, CSS, and JavaScript. Click here to learn more. Go to Adobe. All right, so how are we doing here? It's all looking good. There's one problem, though, is that our click here to learn more is not... the opacity is not animated like it is for our graphic above it, or our text above it. So let's go ahead and fix that. So let's actually have it come in at the last. That link will be our very last thing. Okay. So all you have to do is select it, put a keyframe on the opacity, turn it down to 0, move up to another 1/4 second in our timeline here. Let's see, I guess a 1/4 second like that. This one's actually a little shorter than a 1/4 second. That's okay. And let's go ahead and move it up. Okay, so this is actually a true 1/4 second. This one will be a little bit faster. Okay, there we go. So let's go ahead and save this, and then let's just preview the whole thing. There we go. Okay, and if I want, I can click on my link right here, and that takes me to Adobe. Okay, and actually, I'm not online right now where I'm at. Okay, so anyway, one more thing I want to change is I don't like how when I go to the link, my cursor doesn't change, and we did look at this in a earlier video. So let's go ahead and let's see, what should we do here? We're going to go to our link. We're going to come over here to cursor. We're going to change it from auto to the pointer. Okay, pointer is pretty much the universal click here symbol, right? There we go. And hover, and it shows me the pointer. And if I point on that, it opens up to a new browser. And again, I'm not online right now.